It's been, I've absolutely loved it. It's been great fun. Um, being sort of being able to, I think the biggest things from sort of me personally has been to build up the base. So when I came, obviously when I first came in, I had sort of been very up and down with my training, with my nutrition, sort of with just fitness in general.
Yeah.
Because I'm a pretty fit person anyway. But I'd have highs and I'd have lows. You'd have, times you can go to the gym every day, and times I won't go to the gym for months on end. Um, and it's like I said, it's that motivation, and when the motivation drops off, it all falls apart. And I think the coaching from both yourself and Marcos has really helped to get the motivation going, but also install the discipline so that when motivation does drop off, I've got the discipline there to keep going, even if I don't feel like it. And I think your ethos of the whole um, alter ego thing is really sort of it's made sense. I think it's helped to slightly gamify training as well. It's one of those things like my favorite Star Wars character would be Captain Keeley. He only made it in the Ryloth arc, but still
With
still
with I'm a Gundai.
yeah, that's it. Still an amazing character. And it's like in your case, what would Rex do? Well, in my
Hmm.
case, what would Keeley do? Keeley is on his last stand on Ryloth. I think if he can do that, he can go to the gym. If he can do that, I can go to the gym. Even if I'm feeling not feeling it. At the same time, I suppose all through the coaching and the teaching and everything, it's at the same time, as much as you don't want to go to the gym, it's also recognizing when you actually need to take a break. Sometimes, life gets a bit much and your body's telling you, I need rest.
Yeah.
So I think it's been about learning to navigate all of that, um, which has just made the outcomes better. Um, Losing weight wasn't really part of the goal. If anything, I'm very happy I've maintained a pretty solid weight, plus or minus water weight either side, but I've pretty much maintained an 86 kilo weight throughout. Um, but the main thing is I've gotten stronger, that I've got more sort of tone definition. Um, so whilst the weight has remained the same, I feel physically better,
Yeah.
stronger endurance. All of that has gotten a lot better, and I think having the one-to-one to sort of set the baseline, set the base knowledge, so that obviously when the day comes, I can go off into the world on my own type thing, and I have all that there ready to to sort of move forward with. And I suppose that's what, in terms of the moving forward, the community wise, is so important, because it's really important having the one-to-one. That's absolutely amazing, but at the same time, it's having a community that backs each other the entire way. So you read through the FNA chat, is countless times people posting vulnerabilities on there. I've done it myself. You've had a really crap day, or even week or weeks. Some people have had illnesses for like weeks on end, and it's just trying to get back into things. And I think everyone the support that the community offers, and the more people get into the community, it's just the explosion of just support. And for everyone, at the end of the day, we're all troopers together. We are all one. So being able to back each other, celebrate each other's victories, but also sympathize and empathize with our not failures, but let's call them setbacks, basically. Being able to back each other 100% of the way, it makes you feel you're not alone in this. Physically, yes, I'm probably one of three people who are actually Europe side of the academy. But regardless, you don't feel alone. I think again, I can't say for the other squads, but I think Delta squad is really, really tight knit.
Yeah.
Even though no one is near anyone physically, but we made our own little group chat as well with Marcos in it. Just being able to basically just be really stupid and send really questionable memes to each other, but also it's sort of, I suppose, trial. We do a lot of sort of trial runs in terms of posting wins and vulnerabilities that some people might not want to post into the whole FNA chat.
Yeah.
But it's sort of having essentially your squad to back you up. That's what I say. That's what I love about the community. You have the FNA, 100+ people in FNA, let alone Fit for the Republic, which is about 1,000 people on school. Having everyone there to support you, but also having your sort of your squad to support you on a sort of, I suppose, more personal level. I feel we're a lot more honest with each other in that versus, I mean, still very honest in the academy, but I suppose there is a apprehension to do so.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I've absolutely loved it. I've learned a huge amount. I know I can't always make the training because they usually happen about 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But I do care sort of if one sort of piques my interest, then I'll absolutely watch it back. And I think they're really good. And like I said at the beginning in sort of my onboarding call when I first sort of found you, I think it was Instagram. Well, I can't remember what it was now. Um, what set you apart from all the other fitness influencers, other than the whole Star Wars thing, was, and you still do it, is the scientific backing. You quote papers, you use scientifically peer-reviewed papers versus just hearsay. And I think that that's such a huge win, such a huge factor that a lot of people sort of don't probably think about. You just sort of take your word for it because you're the PT. Um, but there's such a mess of research out there that being able to find the peer-reviewed papers and say, no, this is what the research says, this has influenced my information, and this is the information based on that research. And I think that's a really huge accolade to have in well in well this whole fitness industry. I'd say because I look through the papers myself as well. I'm a physio, so if I say anything that isn't peer reviewed on a peer reviewed paper, my lecturers will give me a stern talking to.
Oh, I'm
Um,
sure.
but being that I think that is a really sort of key point. And then if you happen to share this video or anything at any point, that's probably the biggest thing I'll hammer home is such a supportive community. Everyone is open and honest with each other, but also the information from yourself and Marcos is legitimate information that is scientifically backed. Um, but yeah, I think these 6 months has flown by. It's crazy how it's already end of
I
June,
know.
and I don't know how that's happened. Um, but I think it's been absolutely amazing. Just I've had injuries, I've had illnesses, yet I don't feel I've missed anything. You have a week off or something just to recover and everything. You get yourself back into it, and I feel like I get back into it as if I haven't had just had a week off. And that's the sort of building up that sort of baseline fitness, keeping the nutrition on track, helps the recovery, and then helps the onward and upwards after your recovery. So I think that's been a really huge positive, and now I've got this bank of knowledge to move forward with how I see fit, and also to continue to be part of FNA. I've got all the classroom activities there. So I mean, even if you don't do the one-to-ones, you've got such a huge amount of information and resources available to you that you can make a huge improvement. Heck, even just if you're on Fit for Republic, even if you're accessing the free things, the sheer amount of stuff you have on your YouTube alone is unbelievable to me because I know a significant amount of people would happily gatekeep that with behind a money wall, behind a paywall, whereas you are very open with you don't really gatekeep. I suppose the generic stuff. You post some very good, really awesome workouts. I've been doing the strength, the arc strength
Oh
challenges
yeah.
this week, and they've been great fun. I love them. Um, got Rex tomorrow, so I'll try. I'm moving in the morning, so I'll do Rex and tomorrow afternoon. Then that'll be my fifth 501st workout, so that'll be that one done. Then I've got to do a couple more walks, and I think that's the challenge done.
Yeah.
So almost there. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with everything. It's such an amazing thing to be a part of, and happy to continue to be a part of it in any way I can. And highly recommend to anyone and everyone, really.
Cool. Dude, I appreciate all of that. That means a lot because I think I mentioned this when we initially talked, is like I created this for guys like you, where I'm like, hey, we've got like the trooper that we identify with. We want a interest-based community as opposed to there's nothing wrong with this, but it's like it's not a CrossFit gym. We're not trying to compete for the games, but we do want to improve. But we like having. I had one guy say he's like, I'm a police officer. I can't go into the precinct and say, did you see that episode? But I can do that here and
Mm.
also get ready for what my job requires. And so I was like, that's kind of a cool way to put it, and you put it in a good way as well. Um, would you say this is you can just kind of like say yes or no, but like is it almost like the alter ego is a level of accountability, your squad's a level of accountability, the community's a level of accountability, and then your coach is a level of accountability?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd agree. You've got it's different levels, isn't it? Your alter ego is almost your personal level of accountability, and having that alter ego reinforces a personal level of accountability because you can be very easy to be like, oh, I don't feel like it today. But then you're that alter ego. It's like, well, actually, what would Keely do? What would Rex do? What would Jess? What would any one of them do? And the answer is no. They'd probably get up, and go to the gym. The squads, again, we're always pushing each other to be like, no, you can do it. You got this. And same with the community. Everyone is really positive, really backs each other. And you feel if you've, and even, I mean, you and Marcos as well, you guys are like, oh, okay, that's fine. We'll adjust things based on fitness, on illness, recovery. If you're away traveling, obviously you might not be able to go to the gym. You guys are very good at adjusting it all. And if you've put all that time and effort into me, then and the same with the community, if they've put that much effort into backing me, then the least I can do is attempt to meet those expectations, meet that accountability. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's something I didn't realize would happen. Initially, I set it up as like, there's 5 people on each squad. They would compete against each other. And I'm still trying to figure out maybe ways to make it more like squad against squad challenges, but it's just tough when people are in
Mm,
different countries, different economic places. Like I can't do like everyone get a walking treadmill and let's see who can walk the most steps, right? Sometimes things are limited, but it's been really cool to see people unite around the micro banner of their squad, and then everyone's got their CT number, their alter ego, then everyone's got the community at large, and then obviously a coach. I mean, kudos to you, man. Like it's people like you that make the community what it is, and I just appreciate everything that you've poured into it, whether that's memes or wins or just supporting other people. And I see every single comment that you guys make because I'm like, oh, like, are people like supporting each other? That's like my biggest fear is that you'll get a bunch of just like toxic Star Wars fans complaining about stuff. And it's been so positive. And it's cool that we can have people in the UK, people in California, people in Japan, people in New York, and it's same mindset. Different place in the world, but same mindset.
absolutely. I Touchwood. I am yet to see a single negative comment. The only negative comments I see are those vulnerability posts where the OP has said something vulnerable about themselves, something negative about themselves, sort of, opening up that honesty. But that's the only negativity I've seen is that self-negativity, and then the comments are nothing but positivity, backing the positive aspects of the poster. And there's, again, touchwood. I don't see why this community would, but anyway, there's no toxicity, there's no essence of toxicity. Everyone here can have an adult and reasonable discussion about something. I do notice there's been a lack of acolyte posts in here. I think that might be a bit of a trigger for people. um,
Touchy. It's touchy.
yeah, I think that sort of stuff sends to stay away. But aside from that kind of thing, everyone is, like I said, really supportive, and it's from what I can see is due to the fact there has been sort of no toxic, no negative comments. I feel everyone is adult enough to be. If I have nothing nice to say, I won't say it,
Yeah.
and I hope that's the case, and I hope that continues because if there's even any ounce of toxicity within the academy, within the republic, would be it would be awful, because that's not what this is about. This is all about positivity, being vulnerable with each other, because at the end of the day, we're all just a bunch of guys and
Yeah.
girls, bunch of dudes just enjoying Star Wars and other fandoms, appreciating each other's likes and dislikes, and at the end of the day, all one big happy family under the Republic, just trying to get fit and do our duty.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't have said it better. It's interesting because I've played with the idea of like, oh, what if, I made it like a community membership, and I tried that with the other school one, and there's just too much for me to manage. But I think one of the things that I really want to keep moving forward is the quality of the group. And I think having people that are like mentally, physically, emotionally, financially invested in coaching kind of keeps out the maybe like 20-year-old kid who wants to get jacked and then maybe is that kind of like negative mindset type person. And so I think that's a good thing to just keep in mind, is like, how do we make sure that the essence and the quality of the people stays good.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Yeah. I meant to do a post, but haven't got around to it. I'll say thank you very much to my trooper patch. That well, got that through the mail, and that was that was awesome to see, and the card was very nice as well. I've got it up on my shelf there.
Yeah.
Um, and I haven't received it yet, but the card says I'm due a Kenobi patch at some
Yes, that
point.
was that was one thing. So that's this one here,
Yeah,
the
that's it.
generals. And then what I'll probably send you to. So second company is people who join in the second year. So we've
Oh,
got a
nice.
green one, we've got a blue one for second company. So I'll send you those
Oh, awesome.
when I do another
Get around
wave.
to it. Yeah, of course.
It's
I was
like
like to say, absolute pleasure to have receive the Kenobi patch. I think that's it's an honor.
it's the Medal of Honor. It's the
Yeah,
general badge.
absolutely.
So cool, man. Well, I'll catch you soon, and obviously see you in the community. But
Yeah,
thanks for the
absolutely.
time, and
Oh,
we'll
you're
talk
very
soon, man.
welcome. Thank you. Cheers, Paul.
Bye, brother.